Hello, Serge here from the second part of my European trip, which was to West Germany, and specifically to go to Ramstein Air Force Base and do a golf clinic for the military. And we had a great day. We did 3 clinics and had a really good number of military show up, and many of them were in their golf clothes and many came in uniform, so it was a great day. And normally when I treated this as like any clinic that I normally give, and although I was going to give some clinic time and then some private instruction time after the clinic was finished, and I always start those clinics off with a question, because I want to set the atmosphere that peak performance golf swing is different than the rest of the golf, right? Remember, we're on that side of the street and everybody's on that side of the street, and so I want to set the air. So I say that I start by asking a question. I said, okay, let's talk about one of the major tenets in golf, the length of the backswing. If we take a golfer, oh, by the way, this is my golf club. There's no golf clubs at this house where I'm staying in the back, whose backyard I'm in, and so we're using a broom handle that we unscrewed from the head of the broom, and I'm going to use this white end as the golf club end, okay? So we're improvising this golf club today. So I asked the question, according to general golf instruction, if a golfer shortened his swing from a parallel swing to a 3/4 swing, how many here believe that they will lose club head speed? And basically every time I ask that question, almost every hand goes up. And then I come back and say, okay, everyone who believes that you will gain club head speed, raise your hand. And mine's about the only one. So then I go into my 5 reasons why parallel is a lie, or at least not the optimum way for a human being to swing a golf club. And again, we have to play in regards to physics and our physiology. Now, as we know, gravity is the #1 reason, or one of the #1 laws of what makes a club easier to swing with control and speed. And gravity means we want the club up and down, so if we let go, it falls straight down. So we want a light golf club. So let's start off. Point number 1. If I'm swinging to parallel, there's 2 points I want to think about in this swing. Parallel will be point A, and then a 3/4 swing will be point B, okay? And so the question I want to ask now is that when we go, or say that is when we go to parallel, the club, it keeps traveling farther. And so the big question I want to ask, in terms of the radius of a circle, which point, A or B, will the club be? A or B is the club farther from the center of the circle. All right? Now, people say farther, but they're thinking about traveling farther. But I'm not asking traveling farther. I said which one is farther from the center. Is B farther from the center or A? And it's obvious. Everybody always picks A after I explain the term farther. Well, if B is farther than A, why does everybody want to go to A? Because they think that farther in length is better. But let's give you the 5 reasons why parallel is a lie or not the best way. Once you go, number 1, once you go past B to A, the club is actually coming closer to the center. So you're losing width of arc. So that doesn't work. Number 2, once you go past B to A, the club is now going downward, being pulled in closer. Very likely the arms are breaking down, especially your forward arm, which is supposed to be the relatively straight one, and the momentum is traveling back towards the target. That momentum can very easily put stress on the body, and the body starts to say flow with the stress, like a tree flowing in the breeze, so it doesn't break or snap, okay? So the body goes that way, and you get what I call end of backswing reverse tilt, EBRT. All right? So that's number 2. Number 3, most of us always talk about that and say that the first move in starting a downswing should be you pull the club straight down. But as you see, if I pull it straight down, the shaft hits my shoulder, so that's anatomically impossible, which means number 4, the only thing we can do from that point is pull the club up. And now when you pull the club up, we got the law of acceleration of momentum. Bodies in motion, stay in motion, direction they will put in motion, otherwise acted upon by an outside source. So the club's going that way, but the brain, right about here, the brain says, yo, hey, what's going on here, man? The club's going that way and the ball's down here. So the brain says, hey, no problem. That's why God gave me a right hand. I'm gonna just grab that club, stop it from going, and then redirect it to the ball. And in doing all of that, we've tightened up the arms, which have shrunk the muscles a little bit. So now we got less length in our muscles. They're tight, and we have to, in stopping that speed, redirect it and find a golf ball, which slows down the club even more. And so we're into very likely a D-cell. A biomechanical study I did back around 1995, where we tested this with this very principle, ended up that the final results of this biomechanical study that was used for master's thesis at Cal State Fullerton stated that the club head speed was even if it was the same, most of the club head speeds accelerated at impact of the short swing, but even if the long and the short swing were the same speed at impact, the long swing was in negative acceleration and the short swing was in positive acceleration. And how many times have you all heard me discuss the concept or the principle or the law of impact? This is my aiming line, the club, and my hands eat club. The club head has to approach the ball on the aiming line, strike it on the line and be square, leave on the line accelerating, and hit the ball solid or in a sweet spot while doing the first three. On, square, and accelerating. So ultimately, the long club face, in most cases, in the vast majority of the cases, the high percentages of the cases, will be in negative acceleration approaching impact from parallel, whereas in the three-quarter limited turn swing, it will be in acceleration. So that in of itself is a really big issue, hitting the ball much more consistently solid and straight so you can shoot those lower scores. So here we go. Here's one of the biggest reasons and biggest proofs, scientifically proven, that the peak performance golf swing is the optimum golf swing to play golf with for maximum performance and consistency. Well, that's it for Search for today from West Germany, where the weather is great today and it's sunny, just a few clouds in the air, blue sky, and Serge will be heading home in another day or so, and you'll be seeing me in a backyard driving range pretty soon. Well, that's it for today, and I'll be speaking with you all from South Carolina in the next couple of days.